Alright, here we are, finally. And it's raining pretty hard. But anyway, finally back. It's a special night tonight. Not just an F3 race. It's not just round 11 of the season at Silverstone. It might look normal, but it's short quali, and after that we've got a 100% race. So full race distance. It's gonna be very interesting, and already very interesting is that it's raining in qualifying. I mean that the grid could be a bit mixed up. So we are looking at Sven in his first flying lap. It's gonna be a long one tonight. Gonna be a good one as well. Purple second sector for one of the Avataris. His teammate for tonight is Koen on his debut. Got Snoop and Williams returning as well tonight. Nicholas Latifi in the Williams. It's meant to be, as Sven goes to the top with a high 39. And his teammate have had some issues. I think going out lap or was just slowing down a bit. Tim has had some issues on his outlap as well, invalidating, but is starting his lap now. I'll take a look at Sepp Vettel across the line, the winner of the previous race in Spain across the line, and that's a provisional pole position by almost 3 seconds advantage. As we see one of the Williams drivers having an issue, and it's Pim with a spin in the final corner, having to wait a bit to rejoin the track. Branded on the inside. So Ralph puts it in P2. And Raak retired from the session, coming out of Stowe. Not sure what's going on there, but it's not the best of start to your weekend, although qualifying is not as important as usual with the 100% race crazy Yankee on a lap, or about to start a lap. Struggling for traction, struggling for grip coming out of the final corner. As you're going to see most drivers do. Richie in the meantime has gone to P2. Ahead of Jelmer now, Snoop across the line. And he puts it in P2, still over a second behind the McLaren of Sepp Vettel. Mr. Milka, pole sitter of the previous race in Spain, across the line and onto the front row provisionally with a 37.7. Only the second driver to go into the 37s. But here comes Koen across the line into the 36s. So he goes on debut 1.5 tenths ahead. Sepp Vettel. Now Dino has entered the top 3 as well. 2 tenths behind. Ahead of Mr. Milka. Capri-Sun across the line in 36.5, and that's a very solid banker lap for the McLaren boys at the moment. First and third. We're looking for a 1-2 finish in China, but it all went wrong in the final corner of the final lap. At the moment, looking very strong after their first attempt. Same can't be said for Pim, who seems to be struggling a lot in Williams. Crazy Yankee in the meantime has gone up to P3. The third driver to enter the 36. Certainly one of the championship contenders. Capri-Sun is the championship leader going into this race. There are going to be big points on the board tonight. Points. Yo, Kick, what's up? See you. And Sven as well. Anyway, what I was talking about was Caprison. 4 points advantage over Crazy Yankee as we head into this 100% race. Dino a little bit back, 16 points behind Caprison. That's another 12 point gap to Kleine Draak. But he will be starting at the back tonight at least. Got a bit more work to do. P2 and P4. Yeah, it was incredible as Sepp Vettel makes it a 1-2 for McLaren at the moment. And he for a 36-4. So solid start so far for McLaren. Tier 1 almost a double podium. And now in Tier 3 they're looking strong as well. Let's hope they can continue it in the race. Try and close the gap to the Aston Martin boys. CJ on a lap as well in the Ferrari. See what they can do. Be careful through maggots and baggets. I'll say purple sector 2. Or if that's the case, we'll find out quickly as he navigates his way through the final sector. Difficult acceleration zone here, the final corner, especially in the wet. Have to be careful. Yeah, you can see rear end stepping out, and that's P10. Right behind his teammate Tweaky Scorpion, by the way, who set the exact same lap time as Stoop in the Williams. That's quite impressive. Oh, going off there is Jelmer on his, not his outlap, but he's lost his front wing. They straight before Cops corner. It's an off and into the gravel trap for the Red Bull driver. Been having the greatest off season so far. Surely doesn't help. Also on a lap, then the drivers Sven pulling into the pit lane after invalidating his second attempt. Bim finally got a lap time on the board, although it's a 1:42, a few seconds behind the rest. I think Sepp Vettel is on his lap as well. Minor bit of time down on his first sector, but improving by 0.005 of a second in the middle sector. Not going to be a major improvement unless he finds some time in the final sector, which he won't, as he gets held up by one of the frogs that spun around as well. And I think that it was CJ. I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's not supposed to happen. That's very unfortunate. Lucky for CJ that he didn't get a grid penalty by the game. It'll be discussed after this session. DJ is about to start his lap now as well. Mr. Milka has just started his lap as well. Currently in P7. Like to get a bit higher up. And improving by 0.5 second is a good start in sector 1. Can he get himself into the 36s? Into Cops corner. Tricky in these conditions, but keeping it nice within the white lines. through Maggots and Beckett. And Chapel onto the hangar straight. And he found some more time, almost a second improvement. Looking for a top 3, if not a front row, if he continues to find some more time in the final sector as well. Can he finish off this lap? A few more tenths of time in the back. Around the final corner and across the line, it's going to be a 36. It is a 36, but only good enough for P4. Lost a little bit of time in the final sector, but still a solid effort. And he's now right behind Crazy Henky and ahead of Koen, who is now on his outlap as well. DJ across the line and into P6. Almost spinning out there in turns 1 and 2. Rear end wanting to step out. His teammate not on for an improvement at the moment, but only 0.003 of a second down. Sure, he can find some time in the middle sector. Only needs to find 1,000th of a second to move up to P9. That's a solid improvement, 1/10 up in the second split. And through the final sector. Can he get himself into the 37? He needs to find 4/10 to get it up to P9, but at least into the top 10 would be a good improvement across the line for Tweaker Scorpion, and it is. P10 into the 37s, 15,000 behind Wesley. That's a solid improvement in the final sector as well. Not quite good enough. Not quite good enough to gain him a few more places, but still some time to go out for another lap. As my headset completely disconnects. But we return. Wesley is on for an improvement by 9/10, but I'm not sure if he took every corner correctly. He was invalidated after all, and going back into the pit lane with only 3 minutes left on the clock. The two Mercedes drivers yet to set a lap time, and Clutch Reals is still going to be yet to set a lap time after that one. So he invalidates in Cobb's corner. Unfortunately, his teammate Grom is still in pit lane. Sight of him just yet, as Reals going off in Chapel, trying to let the McLaren of Sepp Vettel by. Now we look at Crazy Henky. He's on his final flying lap, I assume. Early in P3, but would like to get a bit higher up and possibly onto the front row. Let's see what they can do. End of sector 1, and that's not going to be an improvement so far. 1/4 of a second down on his time at the moment. Going to be difficult to close the gap during the lap and try and find some more time to improve. Sepp Vettel has started his lap now as well. The Ferraris rejoining. It actually was CJ who just had an incident with Sepp Vettel, but this time he gets out of the way nicely. And that's a good improvement for Sepp Vettel in sector 1. 2/10 up on his time. Needs to hope the Aston Martin in front doesn't get into his way. Dino gets out of the way as well now through Cobb's corner. Making sure to not run wide on the exit. Keeping it just within the track limits. And Sepp Vettel is on for a very good lap. And this might be the pole lap. Unless his teammate or Crazy Henky has something to say about it, maybe even Mr. Milka in P4. But that's a half a second up on his time. He might be going into the 35s with that. This is an absolute magical lap so far for Seb Vettel. Finding more time everywhere. Now into the final couple of corners, just a few corners to end off this lap. And it's looking nice and clean. Out of the final corner across the line, is it going to be good enough for a 35 across the line? And it is a 35. What a lap for Seb Vettel, 35.9. His teammate just starting his lap. Crazy Henky is not improving. He will be P3 at best. Taking a look at Koen now as well. Quite far off, improving by a tenth now in the middle sector, might gain him a position or two. And Mr. Milka starts his lap now as well. Flag is being waved. Session is over. Both Mercedes drivers will start from the back, along with Kleine Raak, P18, 19 and 20 for them. As Koen across the line and into P2 it is. With a solid effort on his debut. Next up is going to be Wesley. He's not improving. Then it's Crazy Henky, who has found some little bit of time in the middle sector, but still needs to gain a quarter of a second in the final sector in order to improve. By any bits of time across the line, and it's not an improvement for the Haas driver. Next across the line is Snoop and Williams. P11 stays P11. Sven has invalidated as well. Then we're going to take a look at Caprison, is finding some time. 4 tenths up as well. Might be putting it on the front row for a front row lockout for McLaren. It is at the moment the front row lockout for McLaren. Seb Vettel going even faster with a 35.6 as Jelmer goes to P4. Mr. Milka at the moment not improving. Dino up to P7. Who was that? And CJ onto the front row now. Whoa, what a lap for CJ with a 35.7, only 200s behind on Seb Vettel. Mr. Milka across the line, not an improvement, stays in 7th. And Tim is the final one to cross the line, but he's not improving either. And that is qualifying wrapped up. And it's Seb Vettel on pole position for McLaren. CJ right behind him in P2. There's a few tenths to the other McLaren of Caprison. A few more tenths to Koen in P4 on his debut race. Jelmer in P5 out of Crazy Henky. Mr. Milka, Dino, Richie and Pokepark rounding out the top 10. That's qualifying over. Now we go on to the main event, the 100% race, 52 laps of the Silverstone circuit. And I think it's gonna be a dry race. Here are the final standings. Quite a big gaps between all of them. Not for pole position, only 200s, 20 thousandths of a second. Four drivers didn't set a lap time. Pim actually got disqualified in the end. Not sure for what. Driving the wrong way, it seems. Not optimal. Already struggling in qualifying. Have to start from P20 on the grid. There sure will be nice battles. Yeah, qualifying on the front row with a dry setup, it's certainly a good start. Don't know who else went for a dry setup, or if everyone went for a dry setup rather than a wet setup, because it looks like it's only gonna be raining in qualifying because the sun is out, sunny skies here in Silverstone, and the race looks to be dry. Here we go then. 5 red lights are going on for 52 laps around Silverstone for F3. The lights are out. And it's been a great start so far for the McLaren boys. Seb Vettel remaining in the lead. CJ following him in P2 ahead of Capri-Sun. A few cars going off in the background. I think one of them was Sven involved as Koen trying to go around the outside and up the inside into the next turn with CJ. Capri-Sun losing a position in the process. Now going wheel to wheel is Koen with CJ. CJ going off track actually. And Capri-Sun is having a look behind it. They're all already fighting for it on the opening lap. It's 52 laps, guys. No need to fight it out on this first lap. You're not gonna win the race on this lap. But they don't seem to get the message. Anyway, CJ holding on to P2 for now. Koen is right there with him. Sure, he's not gonna go for the moving Kops corner. Thought for 1 second. Someone who is Crazy Henky on Jelmer for P5. Red Bull driver losing out. It's been an amazing start so far for Seb Vettel because he's got a 1.4 second advantage now over CJ as he had some battling to do with Koen. The long train of cars behind Mr. Milka and Richie going 3 wide into Stowe. Richie trying to go up the inside. They're still going 3 wide. It's sure this can't go well. Richie on the outside. Mr. Milka still on the inside. Still they're going 3 wide. And Mr. Milka has to back out eventually. And Richie, is he going to go for the double move then? He's going wheel to wheel. Richie is going to go for the double move. Up at the P6. What a move. Solid start for the Aston Martin rival, though. Jelmer is now on the outside into turn 2. The long way around the outside, and that is position gain. And Jelmer's back up into P6. He relegated down to P7, although he's on the soft compound tire. Now let's take a look at the tires actually. So all the cars in front of him are on the mediums except for Capri-Sun. He's on the hards. One of the only drivers on the hards actually. As Richie makes a nice move into Lovefield, and that is position gain once again. And Jelmer juicing out a few more positions, dropping down to P9 as both Mr. Milka and Dino get a pass as well. And once again they're going at it. The Kops corner, surely not. And Koen and CJ fighting it out, not for the first time in this race, now into Maggots and Beckett. And CJ staying ahead, and oh, there's contact between the two. And Koen losing position to Capri-Sun. They're fighting on track like it's the last lap. Now Crazy Henky is looking to go for the move as well. Koen dropping down, you're down to P5. As Richie and Mr. Milka fight it out for P6 as well. Now Crazy Henky around the outside of Capri-Sun. Capri-Sun is on the harder compound tire, so will struggle a little bit in the opening phase of this race. And that is P3 now for Crazy Henky, getting past his championship rival. Now under pressure from Koen behind. And he's going to go up the inside, make sure to not hate the back of Crazy Henky. Oh my goodness me. Doesn't seem to realize it's a 100% race because he's fighting it out in every single corner of this opening few laps. Has to be a bit careful to not hit anyone. We've already got a penalty for Sven. In the background fighting, Clutch Reals is trying to make his way up the field. He's up to P12 on the hard. What a start from Clutch Reals then. Starting in P18 or P17, he's made his way up to P12. Kleine Draak as well in P10 as Ralph goes a long way around the outside into Kops corner, and Ralph regains the position. Now Tweaky Scorpion is having a look. Clutch Reals letting his teammate by, and he's down to P15 once again, so that's a bit of a commentator's curse there. CJ loses out to a few positions. Oh, someone going off, and it's Tweaky Scorpion into the wall on the back straight. Is that going to bring out a safety car? It's not a full safety car, just a full virtual safety car. It's Tweaky Scorpion loses the car coming out of Chapel and into the wall, and losing his front wing. Richie going into the pit lane. And Pim as well, and of course Tweaky Scorpion having to get a new front wing. It's only a virtual safety car, so he won't gain too much with a pit stop under this, although the pit lane in Silverstone is one of the longest on the calendar. So you might as well profit from this. Especially when you're starting on softs. Take a look at the gap at the front. Seb Vettel leading this race by almost 5 seconds over CJ. 4 seconds now was the delta. But it's been a stellar start so far for the McLaren driver. DRS being enabled. Virtual safety car is going back to green flag racing, and the gap is now grown to 4.5 seconds. Once again, going a bit wide though into Cobb's corner. Oh, and they're fighting it out once again in Cobb's corner. Crazy Yankee and CJ. Crazy Yankee trying to go the long way around the outside, but it's not going to work out. And has to stay behind for now. It's a bit of a train forming behind them to Caprison, and Mr. Milko might be looking to hang on to these guys. 1 second is the gap, and here we go again. Crazy Yankee around the outside into Stowe, but CJ stays put on the inside and forcing Crazy Yankee completely off the track. And they're going 3 wide again. What the hell am I seeing in this? CJ, what the hell are you doing? Completely driving people off track here as Koen has to take some avoiding action. What is going on, guys? Come on! Caprison now up at the P4. More contact between CJ and some others who not as Caprison is up into P2. Anyway, Seb Vettel 8.5 seconds in front. What a start to this race. Let's just ignore the fact what's going on behind. It's now a McLaren 1-2 actually. Well, CJ and Koen don't seem to know what the racetrack is. Driving more off track than on it, and CJ is retiring from the session. Becoming quite the hazard with Koen, who's got himself some front wing damage. After all of that, Jelmer up to Peter. Kleine Draak in P4. What? Where the hell did he come from? He's starting at P18 or something. And he's in P4. Bram is in P6 as well. The entire grid is shaken up. And it's only lap 5. Still 10 times more laps than this. Oh, Dinos lost his front wing somewhere. Not sure what's going on there. Koen gets himself a nice 5-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. As a few drivers pull into the pit lane. Jelmer now having a look at Caprison. Oh, and that's a nice switchback from Jelmer, and he gains the position even before the DRS straight. What a switchback, and up into P2. Although he's now 10 seconds behind Seb Vettel, who's in a league of his own at the moment. The race is still long. I'm sure there will be a few more safety cars in this, as Snoop and Bram Dodo have a fight. Oh, Seb Vettel with a 3-second time penalty this early on in the race, as his teammate gets past Jelmer again. And up at the P2, but that 3-second penalty could hurt him at the end of the race. Bram Dodo once again trying to find the way past Snoop, who just got himself a 3-second penalty as well, as Jelmer and Caprison fight it out once again, or let each other by to try and work together. And Bram now up to P5. His teammate Clutch making the move as well on Ralph. Mercedes P5 and P7 despite starting on the back of the grid. Quite a solid start for the two of them. Yankee trying to fight his way back up the field after an early spin. Is now up at the P9. 2.5 seconds behind Ralph in the Alpine. Looking to close that gap very soon. Field is actually a bit spread out at the moment. The only fight here is for P2. Jelmer still in the P2 position, and Capricon is going to fight away by once again, braking later. And the McLaren driver is up at the P2 with a big moment on exit. I'm not sure if they make contact with Jelmer, but Capricon almost losing it, but managing to regain control and stay in P2. That was very close to losing it. Now Jelmer's under pressure from behind as Kleine Draak has closed the gap completely. Lap 8, still 44 laps remaining, and it's still a McLaren 1-2 as Seb Vettel leads the way by almost 12 seconds over his teammate. Pushing on his teammate Capricon on the hards. A great job as well. Trying make these tires work. Look actually at the positions gained. Kleine Draak up 14 positions, same for Bram Dodo. Clutch Real's gained 10 positions as well. Snoop 7 as well. It's been quite the chaotic start to this race. Plenty of laps to go. Look how close Jelmer is to the back of the McLaren. Sure is not going to go for the move into turn 1. Looking on the inside, but thinking the better of it, and now is going to be having a run on the second straight, the Wellington straight with the help of DRS, but is not looking to go for the move. So he's pulling out of the slipstream. Another position gained for Clutch Real's up at the P6, getting past the Williams of Snoop as Koenen just set the fastest lap of the race. Snoop trying to fight back, but couldn't quite get the traction. And we'll have to sit behind for now in P7. So Koen is fighting his way back through the field as well, going the long way around the outside. And he's now up at the P14 as Mr. Milka gets a... what the hell is he? Gets a 3-second time, but it's well P16. Been under the radar so far. So looking to have a solid start to the race, but got caught up in some sort of incident. Out the pit as well. He's now down at 16th on the hards. Another position gained for Koen, now up at the P13, find a way past Pokerbark, who's losing another position. This time to Tweaky Scorpion. Penalties are being handed out quite early on in the race. For track limits. Kleine Draak We're looking to overtake Jelmer ahead. Seems to be quite a bit quicker at the moment. Let's close the gap down to 0.3 of a second. Looking to overtake anytime soon. Staying behind just for now in this leading train, you can call it. If you count out Seb Vettel was 12 seconds ahead. There we go, Crazy Yankee. Round the outside of Stowe and up the inside into the chicane. But Snoop is trying to go the long way around the outside. To be fair, he managed to go the long way around the outside, and Crazy Yankee will have to stay behind for now, looking on the inside. Ooh, making contact with the back of the Williams. Still in P8. He's going to send it up the inside then into Village. Wheel to wheel, oh, losing the rear end, almost like a contact again with Snoop. Now on the exit. Surely he's going to find a way past with the help of DRS. And there we go. Blasting past, and he's now up into P7. Will chase after Clutch Ralph, who just got himself a 3-second penalty for track limits as well. Track limits seem to be quite an issue so far in this race. 38 drivers with penalties. Still only on lap 11. There we go, another one. Meanwhile, Mr. Milka has found a way past Tweaky Scorpion, and at the same time, Caperson is losing 2 positions to both Jelmer and Kleine Raak, as Jelmer is now up at the P2. We've got a yellow flag, and I think it's Tim in the Red Bull has had a moment, but he's back on track, so green flag resumes. Had a spin coming out of Stowe, potentially. Look at the time Kleine Raak is getting. He's trying to go the long way around the outside. Is he going to make it work, actually? Now up the inside, and it's Jelmer losing control of the car and spinning out. And that's 2 positions lost, if not more, if he doesn't get on track, but he goes down to P4. And that's Kleine Raak now up at the P2, and Caperson back into 3rd. It's an unfortunate spin for the Red Bull drivers. We're having such a good race so far. He's now dropped down to P4, and because of that, I think he's not the only one. I think Snoop has had a moment in the Williams. His gap is now almost 5 seconds to Crazy Yankee. He was just behind him a few moments ago. Now right ahead of Ralph. Oh, and that's Jelmer's out of the race. And is that going to be safe to go? Where is he stranded? On the outside of Chapel. There he is. Might have just retired on track, but it's no safety car, no virtual safety car, and just straight up racing. Oh, racing is what Snoop and Ralph are doing as well now. It's Ralph trying to go the wrong way around the outside, but the door gets shut in front of him, and that's still P8 for him. Then Jelmer out of the race. So unfortunate. Mr. Milka going into the pit lane on lap 15. Does he have some damage? And he's retiring from the session as well. So a few drivers already retiring after just 13 laps of racing. Still plenty of opportunities remaining, but they're already giving up. And the top 13 will score points. Now down to 17 drivers as Caprison and Kleine Raak ghosting through each other, and I think there was a bit of lag involved. So Mr. Milka left the session, and Caprison is now up at the P2, making it a McLaren 1-2. Mercedes drivers in P4 and P5. That's pretty insane. And Clutch has closed the gap to Brum. Brum is still on the softs, 14 laps old. Don't think he will stay out for much longer. Don't think he will hold up his teammate. So, Snoop and Ralph are fighting it out once again. There we go. Positions being swapped on the main straight. And Clutch Rails up into P4. Quite a strong way so far. Bit of a group forming behind here for P7. Tim is now close to gap as well. And Richie and Pim are coming as well. And Koen eventually in a few laps time. On the new mediums. He put on a few laps ago. Once again fighting for P7, and this time it's Ralph finally getting past the Williams. He's taking some alternative lines with a compromised exit. Tim might be looking to go for a move as the Williams has no ERS left. And that's the inside line for Tim, and he's up into P8. Making a bit of progress in this race, although going a bit wide. And Snoop back up the inside, absolutely sending it into Stowe. And now Snoop is back up into P8. And Tim will have to try again next lap. Ladies are swapping positions once again for some reason. Oh no, and it's Tim. Tim has spun out of the final corner. In having quite a good race so far, running into the top 10. But coming out of the final corner, losing control. And down to P13 it is. So now we see Pim and Koen fight it out, and Koen is now back into the top 10. Will there be rain? I'm not sure. At the moment it doesn't look like it's gonna be raining anytime soon. There's still 37 laps remaining. I think it was a dry race projected. Some drivers certainly thought that it was gonna rain, but it doesn't look to be raining in the near future, but we'll see. Might see some rain at the end. That was so close to contact. Oh, and that's Ralph running wide and off track. And retiring from the session. That's interesting. Fourth retirement of the race as Brum finally pulls into the pit lane. To be the first one of the regular pit stoppers. From softs on to another tire, not sure what it is, I think it was mediums, going for the 2-stop probably. Promotes Richie up at the P6 as he got past Snoop as well. Oh, and it's been a moment for Pim. Might be another spin for Pim. Out of the final corner as he's down to P14, losing all sorts of positions. Brum now comes out of the pit lane in P14. On a new set of tires. Meantime, Klenderijk is now back into P2. On lap 16. Now Koen is trying to find a way past, and he has found a way past, and he's now up at the P7. Chasing after Richie ahead, and it's going to be quite a big gap to Crazy Henky, 13 seconds at the moment. With the help of DRS, he's going to get past quite easily. And he's now up into the top 6. Brum finding a way past Pim, now up at the P13. Go to find a way past these guys, so they're fighting it out absolutely here in the final sector. So now Dino gets a bit of a poor exit, finds himself with the wheel, and there's contact between the two of them, and it's another spin for Tim. Gets caught up, thinking he was hit from behind. There was a bit of lag involved as well. So they're now fighting it out here in turns 3. Poker Park now in P10 ahead of Dino, and then it's Brum now up the inside of Pim and up at the P12. Quite a dramatic few laps so far for Tim. But, 2 separate incidents. Down to 14th. Bit of desync now as well, as Rumload almost rides over the top of Dino. I think Pim has got damage. He's got damage on his front wing. The front right end plate is missing, I think, on Williams. Not sure if he got that in that moment just now with Dino and Brum, but that's gonna cost him significantly. He's gonna pull into the pit lane to repair his front wing and put on a new set of tires. There's still 34 laps remaining. Ooh, very close between Dino and Brum. Looking on the inside, staying behind just for now. Try and get a better exit. So the mediums are in the advantage. Help for DRS and Slipstream, gonna put it on the outside. We'll have to go the long way around the outside, and Dino's not gonna make it hard for him. And Brum's now up at the P11. Now right behind Poker Park. Poker Park, who got a podium finish last week in Spain. Not quite in the position to replicate that. He's down in P10. Still, anything is possible. The race is still long. Surprisingly enough, we haven't seen any safety cars in this race, which is not something I would have expected after 20 laps. It's a good surprise for sure, as Crazy Yankee now putting into the pit lane on lap 19. He's got damage to the front wing as well, and he's going on to instead of hard, so might not be a mandatory pit stop then for the Haas driver. He has to replace his front wing. Snoop into the pit lane as well. I think he just got a 5-second penalty for speeding as well, so that's very unfortunate. He's got quite a bit of penalties already for track limits. That's certainly not helping us. Now Caprison gets himself a 3-second time penalty for track limits. The second McLaren driver, now only Kleine Draak, is the one without a penalty in the top 6. Now raining penalties as the tires are getting older, the grip is getting lower. Start running wide a bit more frequently. "17 seconds of penalties right now for Snoop. At this pace, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make the end of the race for getting disqualified. Just going to take a look at all the penalties. And Clutch Reals got 9 seconds as well. Already Crazy Yankee got 10 seconds. Sven with 15. 8 as well. And the two McLarens with 3 seconds. We've got yellow flags. And it's been another incident for Pim. Quite a tough race so far. "31 laps to go. 21 laps in. Slowly nearing the halfway point of this race. Fastest lap of the race for Crazy Yankee on the new set of hards he just put on. Right now he's closing the gap to Dino and his teammate Vogelpark. The back end of the top 10. Closing the gap. And surely on the back straight he will be able to go for the move. As I stick behind for these few corners. And on the exit. Already putting alongside. Dino's not gonna make it, very difficult. And that's Crazy Yankee up into P10. Now navigating his way around his teammate. But gives out the position of almost running into the back. Crazy Yankee now up to P9. Capperson now back up at P2. Has found a way past the Alfa Romeo. And surely the mediums will start nearing the end of their lifespan. When the first pit stops from the medium burners are gonna be. Almost 17 seconds. That's the advantage that Sepp Vettel has got over his teammate. Now Tim has gone into the pit lane on lap 23. From the mediums. Gonna put on a set of hearts, which would be able to see him to the end of the race if there's no safety cars. And Dino's now up into P10. Gotten past Poker Park. Finally, after a few laps. Now inside the top 10. Oh, that's Twiggy Scorpion going off in the first sector. Bram Dodo just got past him as well. The Ferrari driver into the grass. And down to P8 as well. And Drag is going to go the long way around the outside. It is still left to stay behind. He's going to go for the move into the chicane now around the outside. Surely that's not going to work out. He's still sticking on the inside. But Caprison has the better line and the better exit. Remaining in P2. Now on to lap 25. Almost at the halfway point of this race, just one lap. Surely they were gonna pit soon from the mediums. To go to the hards and try and make it to the end of the race. As Glenn now pulling out of the slipstream. And with the help of DRS is able to get alongside. And he's now back into P2. Spritchy is going into the pit lane as well. From, I think it was P6. Is gonna come out in P11, I think. Once again, they're going wheel to wheel on the back straight, and Caprison back up into P2. Not a while these two are fighting. The gap to Seb Vettel is being extended up to 18.5 seconds. These two are in a bit of a no man's land because the gap to Seb Vettel is 18.7. It's almost 20 seconds to Clutch Rails. I think Wesley has had a moment coming out of Loffield and he's had a spin. Now down to P13. I think he already was there, but losing out quite a bit of time. Kleine Draak now back ahead of Caprison as Poker Park is now gone into the pit lane on lap 26 out of 52. We're now at the halfway point of this race. Richie and Wesley going to the pit lane as well. And it's damage for Richie. I was about to say, he just pitted a lap earlier. And he's now had to pit again. He's going to a set of softs. And that's not going to see him till the end of the race for sure. Meanwhile, Seb Vettel is going into the pit lane as well from the lead of this race. Putting on a set of softs as well. Surely that's not going to be able to, he's not going to be able to make it on that, or is he? Because there's still 25 laps remaining. Or is he going to go for an aggressive 2-stop? Either way, he's now 10 seconds behind Caprison. After that pit stop is another yellow flag for Pim. He's had another spin in this race. Really struggling in the Williams. Glenn Draak now into the lead of this race from 18th on the grid. And now Glenn Draak pulling into the pit lane, and Caprison as well going long around the outside. Whoa, 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 that's an aggressive move. Overtaking in the pit lane, and because of that, Glenn Draak gets himself a 5-second penalty. I don't think there was contact between the two. I think he just misjudged that after getting caught out by the McLaren. And Caprison onto a set of mediums. Glenn Draak onto softs. Given back the lead to Seb Vettel. Ralls into the pit lane as well. I think Glenn Draak will be able to get the penalty removed if he doesn't serve the penalty during a later pit stop. Otherwise it's going to be very unfortunate. Almost running into the back of the McLaren, with the softs being a much quicker tyre. And here he comes, Glenn Draak around the outside. On the softs with slipstream and DRS as Seb Vettel sets the fastest lap of the race, 28.4. And Glenn Draak is now up into P3 ahead of Caprison, only behind Koen, who is still yet to pit in this race. Yellow flags, and it's once again Pim in the same corner. So basically absolute replica of what we saw a few laps ago. And Pim once again facing the wrong way and in the grass in Lovefield. And they'll now have Richie for company and Wesley as well, both of them on fresher tires. So Wesley losing control mid-corner. Bit onto the grass. Richie now on the inside, and that's position gain. He's up at the P13. Running wide a bit is Pim, and now Wesley up the inside into turn 3, having a tighter line, and that's not going to work for him. just yet, but now on the exit, surely we'll have a much better exit. Oh, very close to the grass. But Wesley, actually not being able to get past now at the inside. And now he's finally got past, a bit of contact between the two as Pim runs into the back. But Wesley is now finally up into P14. Meanwhile at the front, it's Koen being passed by both Capperson and Kleine Draak. Now down to 4th. Of course, much worse tires than the two cars in front. Gap is now 20 seconds between Sepp Vettel and Kleine Draak. Now Dino pulls into the pit lane from 9th. So far it's not quite been the race for Aston Martin. With their rival McLaren in 1st and 3rd, they're going to lose a bunch of points to them in the overall constructors. Now Park up the inside of Snoop. And think he got the job done. A little bit of contact between the two. Snoop running a bit wide, but Park gets the job done in the end. And he's now up at the P9. Now Koen pulls into the pit lane as well from 4th. Made a pit stop very early on in the race. Now having to do the Watterson, and I think he is serving his 5-second penalty. So I'll have to wait 5 seconds before they put on a new set of tires, and it's a fresh set of softs till the end. Just over 20 laps remaining. Pim now retiring, and the first safety car has been deployed after 32 laps. It's finally a safety car as Pim has retired on the main straight. Coming out of the final corner, I think he went straight into the wall, and that's Bram Tweaky and Clutch immediately pulling into the pit lane for a fresh set of softs. So this is gonna spice things up for sure. And Sepp Vettel is not going to be happy with that. See, he had a 20-second advantage. And Kleine Draak does not have a 3-second time penalty. And the good thing is that Kleine Draak will serve his time penalty. Which will put him behind Capperson, so Capperson can do some defending. Try and get that 1-2 for the team. Or might try pull away. Capperson himself got a 3-second penalty as well. There goes Sepp Vettel into the pit lane from the lead. Generally onto another fresh set of softs. There we go. Kleine Draak and Capperson both into the pit lane as well. This time Capperson doesn't send it around the outside. Yeah, so Kleine Draak serving his 5-second penalty, which will put him behind Caprison and down for third. But he is the one without a track limit penalty. Clutch has just pitted for a fresh set of hearts, which is an interesting strategy, with only 20 laps to go. Them all onto a fresh set of softs, most of them, and a few onto mediums. Poker Park onto a used set of mediums. Snoop serving his 5-second penalty. And Tim onto a set of mediums as well. And mediums for the Williams. She now right behind Seb Vettel. He's lapped, by the way, so he's in between the two McLarens. It's a bit unfortunate. Gonna take a while before everyone closes up. Might be a few laps under safety conditions. Seb Vettel is trying to let Richie by, I think. But Richie not getting the message, I think, because he didn't pass him. On. He doesn't seem to get it. He doesn't seem to get it. And he's staying behind Seb Vettel despite the fact that Seb Vettel is trying to let him through. But real sportsmanship, by the way. Richie is staying behind. Seb Vettel trying to let him know that he wants to let him pass, but there we go, finally, he did it. Richie is able to get past. Oh, safety car having some lag there and almost with Seb Vettel into the back. I think the safety car will go in next lap. I think that's the limit of the amount of laps on lap 35, meaning we will have 17 laps of racing. 35 laps have passed quite quickly. It's really only a sprint till the end. I don't think Richie's going to be able to fully close the gap. At least he's unlapped in case there's another safety car, which is not the case for Swen. He's right in the middle of them, or near the back actually. Richie now absolutely sending it. still half a circuit length behind. Closing the gap quite quickly, only 52 seconds still, as the rest of the pack are nearing the end of second sector. Question is if the safety car is going to go in at the end of this lap, or will it stay out for another lap? Is that possible? We're about to find out. It might stay out for another lap, you know. A message hasn't been sent. No, lapped cars may overtake. It shouldn't really be a function on this game. Oh, safety car in this lap near the end as Richie runs a bit wide. That's a very late call from race control there, but anyway. Richie still full hanger straight behind. We're gonna get this race back on the way on lap 35 as we go on to lap 36. And there we go, flat out to the line, green once again. And it's the two McLarens out in front, ahead of Kleine Draak, who is a crucial factor in this race. Gonna be the ones among the ones to watch. He has yet to get himself a track limit penalty. Bram is now up at the P6. Has gotten past Tweaky Scorpion, and positions has been swapped between Capri-Sun and Seb Vettel. Now Kleine Draak is looking on the inside, very close between Seb Vettel and Kleine Draak. Vettel now on the outside. As we go on to the run to Kopp's corner. Wheel to wheel around the outside, and that's very close. And now Koen has found a way past Kleine Draak, and that's not paid off for the Alfa Romeo then. Oh, almost running into the back as well of Koen. Now Capri-Sun is in the lead. He's of course the championship leader, so I fully understand the decision in between the two McLarens. Once again, very close. Last lap of the race now as well for Capri-Sun. Draak having a look on the inside. Now going wheel to wheel, almost very close to contact once again. And this is really costing Kleine Draak, because the gap between Koen and Seb Vettel is now 0.8 of a second. If these two keep fighting, it might grow to over a second. I think that's what the McLarens are trying to do. Try and get that 1 second advantage to the cars behind. Can start using each other to build a gap. Try and ensure a 1-2 finish, and Kleine Draak is once again very close to the back of the AlphaTauri. The gap is now over a second. Lots of understeer coming out of Chapel, and Crazy Yankee is there as well now. He's second in the championship. Surely he wants to find a way past these guys ASAP as well. At 15 laps to go. DRS has been enabled. on lap 38. There's a lag spike for Koen. And now Kleine Draak is very close to the back. And I'm sure he's gonna make use of the DRS on the next straight. Now having a look on the outside, but that's not gonna work out now. Might be able to go for the switchback, but he's now got Crazy Yankee on the inside, who's trying to go for the double move. He's got past Kleine Draak now, and now with help of DRS, Kleine Draak is almost getting boxed in. There's 3 wide now into the next corner, and Crazy Yankee has got past both of them, and he's now up into P3. And that's a brilliant move from the Haas. He's now onto the podium positions, and Koen has dropped 2 positions down to P5. And Crazy Yankee's now gonna try and close the gap. He's using absolutely everything of his ERS to get the gap to the cars in front below a second. As Koen is now re-overtaken Kleine Draak. He's back up at the P4, getting himself a penalty as well. Ooh, that's quite unfortunate. It's 2 McLarens swapping positions, trying to create a gap to the cars behind by slingshotting each other. But the gap is now 1 second. Crazy Yankee is closing it, setting the faster lap of the race as well. And he's got it down to 1 second, and I think he will have the DRS. Absolutely no ERS left, but has some DRS and slipstream to try and stay close with these 2 McLarens. Big Scorpion wheel to wheel with Bram, and it's the fight for P6. I'm now on the exit. We'll have a look into Cop's corner. We'll stay behind. Rear light flashing of the Ferrari, indicating that the battery is empty. The McLarens once again swap positions, and it's Silverstone back into the lead. But Crazy Yankee is right there at the back of Seb Vettel. "12 laps to go in this race." And Kleine Draak does not seem to have the pace of the cars in front. He is dropping behind. Now 1.4 behind Koen. And if you take a look, he's 3.1 behind Caprison, so at the moment he would only finish P2 on track. Bram has now found a way past Twiggy Scorpion up to P6, although the Ferrari is still hanging in there. Oh, and there's been an incident at the back, and it's I think Snoop was involved with at least with Tim. So the Red Bull once again facing the wrong direction, and down to 14th position. Now only ahead of Svenny Boy, was a lap down. Well, Tweaky Scorpion and Bram once again going at it. Not fighting it out. Into Luffield. Bram the long way around the outside with the better traction is now back into P6. Tweaky Scorpion not giving up though. Once again they're going at it, this time into the final chicane. And Bram the long way around the outside once again. We'll have the inside for the next turn. And he's ahead once more. Now Tweaky Scorpion will have the inside line into turn 1. Wheel to wheel into the right hander. And Tweaky Scorpion is now back into 6th. And then once again they make contact this time. It's Bram on the outside, a bit of contact I think. And Tweaky Scorpion with a bit of a loose rear end. And this is certainly a loose rear end. Spinning out after turns 3 and 4. And that's demoted him down to P11. As Kleine Drak has found a way past Koen. And he's back in contention for the race win. Only 1.4 seconds behind the top 3. Long he doesn't get himself a penalty, which Koen does by running wide in cops. He could still win this race with 10 laps to go. Meanwhile, Crazy Egg is going to go for it on Sepp Vettel in the background. Koen has gone off track and has retired, and the virtual safety car has been brought out. And that's absolutely saved Sepp Vettel from an attack from Crazy Yankee. Koen is out of the race. I think he crashed here coming out of Chapel. That's his chances of a podium finish absolutely ruined and gone, as he will score no points. Clutch Riles makes use of this virtual safety car by pitting, and he's the only one to do so. Whoa! And back to green flag, and it was going 3 wide, and Crazy Yankee's going for the double overtake, I think. Capri-Sun has been caught napping just a little bit, as he got both his teammate and Crazy Yankee alongside him. Crazy Yankee is now into the lead of the race. And now it's the top 4 right with each other. And all Kleine Drak has to do is stay with them and not get himself a track limit penalty. In order to win the race. Gonna be an epic fight for the win here. Fighting a bit there, Capri-Sun. He's just seen his championship rival get past him. Yellow flags once more. I think it's Tim once again with a spin. Poker Park fighting it out with Wesley up at the 7th place. Kleine Drak has lost the connection to the cars in front. 1.3 seconds. What's gone on there? Now out of the DRS range. Caprison absolutely no ERS in the battery. Let's take a look at the ERS levels. Crazy Yankee neither has any ERS. Seb Vettel has quite a bit left. And Raak some as well. Crazy Yankee almost creating a 1 second gap to Caprison. I think Caprison might have to let Seb Vettel by. So Vettel can try and close the gap. Back down to under a second. He's got a bit more ERS left as well. Seems to be a bit quicker. The moment staying behind. The gap is growing to 1.1, 1.2. Seb Vettel is now gonna find a way past, and he's now into P2. I think he will try to close the gap. It's now under a second, so if we can keep it that way, he might get close to the Haas once again and try and go for the move with only 7 laps remaining. And we Seb Vettel right now at the back of Crazy Yankee. Kept his team, it has almost grown to a full second now. Caprison using absolutely everything of his ERS, even though he's got absolutely nothing left. Now almost a second. He's got no DRS. Caprison has got no DRS. Seb Vettel certainly has, and he's going to go for the move on Crazy Yankee on the inside. There's no space, but he goes for it anyway. As Seb Vettel takes the lead on lap 46, although Crazy Yankee is trying to fight back. Now Seb Vettel, is he going to send it up the inside? No, he's going to stay behind for now. As they're already fighting it with 6 laps to go. Bit of a poor exit though, coming out of the final corner. Gap now growing to 0.8 of a second. While Wesley and Twiggy Scorpion going at it in the final sector. Wesley up at the P8. Scorpion having a look on the inside. Nearing 5 laps to go. And it's these 3 fighting it out for the win. Look how close he's getting to the back of the Haas. He's going into Cobb's corner. He's going for it once again. This time, going the long way around the outside. That's Seb Vettel now definitely into the lead of the race. Nothing Crazy Yankee can do to hold on to that now. And he will stay behind just for a bit. Oh, and he's losing the back end of the car. Oh, and Caprison almost having a half look on the inside. As Crazy Yankee losing control under braking into the chicane. And this has invited Kleine Draak back into the fight. Back into the fight of the win, and he might still be able to go for the win. Because the gap is now under 3 seconds to the front. Four laps to go after this. And who's it gonna be then? Could be either of the McLarens. Could be Crazy Yankee, could be Kleine Draak. Oh, once again, an incident for Tim. The race is getting worse and worse by the lap. Yet another spin coming out of Chapel. Four laps to go. And who's it gonna be then? Good evening, Imri. A very good evening indeed. Crazy Yankees right there with Seb Vettel. Oh, and Seb Vettel is letting everyone by there. Except for Kleine Draak, but he goes by anyway. And I think this is going to be a tactical game from Seb Vettel to try and hold up Kleine Draak to help his teammate. Seb Vettel will have to go the long way around the outside. Is he going to make it work? Around the outside into Stowe. And now he has the inside line of the chicane if he brakes just a little late. There we go. And he's now into P3. He knows that Kleine Draak has not got any penalties. He has to create a 3-second gap. And with Crazy Yankee's 10-second time penalty, this could help Caprizon on securing the win. On the other hand, Caprizon is not within DRS range of Crazy Yankee anymore. As now Kleine Draak is having a look on the inside. Doesn't seem to get the job done. As Seb Vettel is trying his best to hold up the Alfa Romeo. Now surely Kleine Draak with the help of DRS is going to be able to find a way past from the outside. Seb Vettel hanging on to the Alfa Romeo. It's a bit of a interesting game to try and stay alongside. And now a long way around the outside of the chicane. Kleine Draak trying to find a way past, but at the moment is unable to. This time Kleine Draak finds a way past finally. Whoa, and that's a brake check and a half, and that's contact between the two, and that's Kleine Draak getting spun around. That's well, that's quite unfortunate then to end off this race. Not the way you want to see see it happening. Seb Vettel completely lost his front wing because of that. It will be between these two then, Crazy Yankee and Caprizon. The Caprizon into Cop's corner with a beautiful move. But Crazy Yankee trying to come back. I think they're trying to play a bit of DRS chicken. Caprizon now around the outside. It's only the penultimate lap, so not sure why you should use this game on the penultimate lap instead of the final lap. But anyway, Crazy Yankee has the DRS, deciding to stay behind for now. We're heading on to the final lap of this race. Championship rivals, first and second in the championship. At the moment, Caprizon is trying everything to win this race. 9/10 is the gap is to be created, but Crazy Yankee will have DRS. Try and close it, although it's over a second now. Not sure if he's going to be able to close that. Got a yellow flag, very late yellow flag. Especially he's had a moment on the final lap of the race. Here we see Seb Vettel without front wing. Surely we'll get Glenn Raak around his outside at some point during this final lap. But Crazy Yankee trying to close the gap, but Caprizon seems to have the straight line speed advantage. Or is it... Has Crazy Yankee run out of fuel, I wonder? I think he has. There's only one safety car in this race. And yeah, he's been ghosted, so that's what's happening. No fuel left in the tank for Crazy Yankee. And Raak has found a way past. With Caprizon now into the final couple of corners. 52 laps of racing, but in the end it's gonna be the McLaren of Caprizon across the line to win the golden race in F3, to win round 11, the British Grand Prix, and will extend his championship lead after that. Crazy Yankee comes home in second place, but that will convert into third with the penalties applied. Glenn Raak then inherits second place. Seb Vettel in the end with fourth place, ahead of Dino in P5. Doing a good job once again, ahead of Bramdodo in P6. Pokepar comes home in 7th. Ahead of Twiggy Scorpion, Wesley and Richie. But I think Richie will lose that final position to Clutch Reals, as it's within 3 seconds of them. Snoop will finish in P12 ahead of Tim, who will score the final point in P13. But that is a race over. Tensions building between Glenn Raak and Seb Vettel after their controversial end to this race. But it's McLaren and Caprizon on top. An amazing win. And an important 35 points added to their points tally. Will certainly help them in the championship fight. Here we go now with the final race result. Top 13 will score points. Only 14 finishes in the end. But it's certainly more than I would have expected personally. Only one safety car, it's quite impressive in a 100% race. Anyway, been a long night. It's been quite a good race. That's it for round 11 of season 6 of JSR. Jody Scheckter Racing League. Next week we've got Montreal in. Anyway, I want to thank you all for stepping by to watch this long race with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night and goodbye.